Being an American right now is some scary fucking shit. Studio apartment, $2,500. Average cost of a car, $50,000. You want a bacon, egg, and cheese? Motherfucker, them eggs cost $20. You need gas to fill up that $50,000 car? Well, get ready to spend $70. The government? Yeah, that's no longer a thing, buddy. You want to be educated and go to school so you could do something with your life? Well, sorry. That's no longer a thing. If you happen to look something like I do, Hispanic, we're gonna send you out of the country, even though you were born here. Oh, and that small check that you earn every week, yeah, I'm gonna have to take half of that. Give me that. And that car that you paid $50,000 for, we're gonna have to charge you taxes every year for that too. Pretty much, living a comfortable life in America right now is almost fucking impossible. Thank you, Trump.
$17.33. That's how much I paid today for this coffee. I'm here and I'm just adding some numbers together and doing my budget because you know what? Today I asked my husband, where's the money? We're making the best we've ever made. Both earners, both incomes, good incomes and everything. And we don't have money. We're living paycheck to paycheck basically. So I put the numbers together and I decided to look at my budget. On June the 2nd, 2023, and I'm going to try to insert somewhere here the photo I took a shot of, how much I paid for it. On June the 2nd, 2023, the same exact coffee was $9.92. It's almost doubled in 2 years. Of course, my salary hasn't doubled. My income has not doubled. It went up a little bit, but certainly nowhere near that. And I don't know where my money goes. Every month, I'm struggling.
Something is breaking in America, folks, and it's not subtle anymore. Groceries are up 25% since 2020. Housing up 45%. Rent declared unaffordable in 98% of U.S. counties. People aren't downsizing. They're being priced out of existence. Right now, over 1.9 million Americans live in vehicles. That number has tripled since 2018, and it's climbing fast. Not because people want adventure, but because the system stopped working for them. Everyone feels it. The pressure, the squeeze, the quiet collapse in slow motion. But here's the part they don't want to talk about. Nomad life is no longer an alternative lifestyle. It's becoming a survival strategy and a movement. Every single day, thousands more join the road. Not homeless, systemless, not lost, unplugged. If you feel like society is cracking, you're not alone. This is the transition era, and you are watching a new America being built on wheels.
The cost of living in Florida is absolutely fucking ridiculous, and the pay is not matching up with it, especially for healthcare workers, specifically nurses, is who I'm referring to because that's what I know, that's what I do. A lot of my videos talk about this. A lot of people comment that I live above my means. I would like to show you a video of me. I am the person that a lot of my friends go to for financial advice because I'm very frugal, I'm very good at budgeting. I love budgeting, I love saving money, I love investing money, I love doing things like this. Can't do it anymore because I literally don't make money. But yes, a lot of my friends come to me, and this video that I'm going to attach is one of my best friends. She was moving to Tampa. She wanted my help finding an apartment that she could afford. She sent me her pay. She sent me all these things. So I said, oh my god, girly pop, absolutely. Look at this fucking shit. Okay, December 29th, 2020. This one was $13.40. I clicked on this link, and it took me here. All right, we're looking for the 1 that I sent her, which was this one. 743 square feet, 1. It was 18, but after all the additional, it's 1964. I sent her a 12-month lease. For a 12-month lease today, that is $24.61. So yeah, it's not a me issue, but thank you. Also, yes, I could get 27 roommates, or live like in Section 8 housing, or have like the cops perched outside my apartment every day. For example, my brother was trying to convince me to move to Jacksonville, and he's like, hey, you should come live here. He called me the other day. He goes, Grace, the cops knocked on my door at 4 a.m. and asked me if I heard anything. And I was like, did you? He's like, no. Apparently my neighbor got murdered and dragged down the stairs. But you should come live here because it's cheap. It fucking better be.
Today we're going to be covering the cost of living. That's something that's drastically changing, and every year things are constantly increasing. I mean, even my rent on my lease already is gonna increase by plus or minus 20%. So every year when you renew your lease, you have to be paying more than. Mind you, my lease hasn't even expired and they're already chasing me so that I sign a new lease. I mean, that's something that in terms of salary increase, you don't even get that much. So the cost of living, everybody's feeling the pinch. We cannot afford the rent, we cannot afford food, we cannot afford cars. And I feel like Gen Z were the ones who are feeling the most in terms of the pitch. People years back, I know that as much as we can say that things are expensive, back then things were, we can say maybe they were pricey, but at the same time when we talked about the salary, it actually made sense and people could actually afford to whether to buy a house and to buy a vehicle that they can afford. Right now people cannot even afford to buy food. I mean, it's tough, like a lot of people are earning more but still we're unable to afford, because the more you earn more, everything in terms of the bill that you have, whether it's insurance, medical aid, everything is constantly increasing. So it's very interesting just to see in terms of where we're gonna end up, and definitely it's not a good feeling to be always worrying about money, and it can give you sleepless nights. I mean, I've gone through such things and I don't want to say that I don't still go through such.
A question for Californians. How do you live here? I'm in Los Angeles. The average house for half of the city is at least $1 million. If you own a house, are you telling me the average person is making $300K a year? If you're not owning a house and you are among the poorer side of society, how the fuck do you afford everything? If you cannot afford shit, why do you choose to still stay here? I don't know about you, I invest in houses in Central Virginia. You can live comfortably with $25K a year. 3 hours away from Washington DC, an hour away from Richmond. Yeah, the cost of living is so low that if you make 40 grand a year, which is laughable in California, you can save more than the average poor Californian, I guess. Now, I get the whole gist of going around in a t-shirt all year round. And to me, it's nuts because I just came from Washington DC where it's like minus 1,000,000 degrees and I need 5 different jackets. Guys, life is expensive here. Don't even get me started on taxes. Like, I like coming here to see my friends, having a house to stay. I will never come here for vacation because I'm Italian, guys. If I have to be to the beach, I've got to take a flight, go to Sardinia, live a rich man's life on a budget. Most of all, eat proper food instead of fast food. I don't know, like the life costs are so high that it takes the equivalent of a high salary in New York to live a pretty mediocre life. At this point, just move to Europe. I feel like life is way easier.
There's a lot of things that always get thrown around, that if where you stay is expensive, rather you move, and things are not as simple as what people think. For example, I might be staying in a certain area because of my job and I'm office based and that office is located in that area. It means that if I still want my job, I cannot move from that area. And the other thing is that what you should know is that jobs now are very rare to find, and especially good paying jobs. You may still find the same job and find that they're paying less and already you cannot afford. So you might as well stay there. And in terms of moving for another country, there's a lot of elements that I won't discuss that you need to pay attention and you should be aware of. So it's not a simple fix, and if it was a simple fix, a lot of people would be doing it, but because it's a deep social issue and economical issue, it's something that needs to be resolved from the root of it. I feel like the guy is just offering superficial in terms of what should I say, superficial solutions and not something that's logical in the long run.
It's 19
2025.
I know this video is AI, but it represents what I was talking about in terms of there's a deep lying issues. As much as things are going to increase, the problem is that things are increasing due to inflation and other factors, and salaries are not keeping up. Those are the deep underlying issues that need to be resolved in terms of what I see.
So everyone is talking about how the cost of living is really high, right? How the cost of living has like gone through the roof over the years. And now in America, most people can't even afford a 2-bedroom apartment, right? I just want to share how high the cost of living is now in Las Vegas. And I know the cost of living everywhere is expensive. I know the 3 most expensive states in the United States, number 1 being Hawaii. I don't know specifically, but I know California and then New York, right? I don't know what order for those ones. But I just want to share how the cost of living in Las Vegas has truly gone up. Now, I am from Los Angeles, but my family relocated here in 2006 in Las Vegas. And back then, back in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, a studio apartment cost $600. Now, I am someone who has always been friends with people who are older than me. So I have friends who are 5, 6, 8 years older than me, as well as 12 years older than me. And even they tell me, because I was too young at the time, I was not paying rent at those times. But they tell me how they had little bust downs for 600, 700, 800. And I remember when my family moved here, we had a 3-bedroom house, full garage, full backyard, full front yard for $1,300. $1,300 got you a 3-bedroom house, good size, garage, front yard, backyard. You were good. That was back then in 2009, 2010. Now, $1,300 gets you a fucking studio apartment here.
Prices are up in the United States for coffee. It's up almost 20%. Utility, 11.7%. And then electricity is up 5.1%. And vehicle repair, if you need your car fixed, it's up 11.5%.
The more we see all these things are increasing by a certain amount of percentage, and this is something that's happening exponentially over the couple of years, and you can just see all these percentages and you can just imagine in terms of how much salary increase you get. The best that you can get in terms of salary increase each year is 3%, but if everything that you have keeps increasing more and more and more, at this rate we're just gonna keep on complaining. And honestly, I don't know what needs to be done. People keep on saying we need to make more money, we need to work harder. We are doing everything we can. I don't know why people don't
understand. I got a letter recently that my property taxes are going to go up $600 a year from now on. I got a letter that my homeowner's insurance is going up $60 a month. My propane company sent me a letter that my propane is going to double this year. They just came and filled up my tank. It was $1,000. That's crazy. Also, as a entrepreneur and business owner, I get my health insurance through the marketplace. So you have the Affordable Care Act. I pay $45 a month. They just informed me that if this bill passes and I lose my tax credit, I'm going to go from $45 a month to $660 a month for health insurance. I need to buy a new car and I can't, because the cars have gotten more expensive and the interest rates have gotten so much more expensive. I can't find a reliable car that has the same monthly payment of $450 a month that I've been paying now for a new car. Not necessarily new, but new to me. Groceries are insane, and it feels like every day I get a new email from another subscription that I have, whether it's Netflix, my website subscription. Everything's increasing in price. And I sit pretty much every day stressed about money, and yet I know that there are so many people in this country that are way worse off than me, and they're not making it, y'all. They're not making it. What hurts me the most is that there are so many women, especially, that just cannot afford to leave abusive homes, and they have to stay in it because of this economy. So are we great again, America? Like, is this what you voted for? Meanwhile, they all sit there in DC not feeling any of these pressures, not doing anything about it, not giving a shit about the American people. I have been extremely poor and I have been extremely wealthy. And I know from firsthand experience that the wealthy people don't notice it. And most people are pretty self-absorbed and aren't thinking about other people anyway. So we got to talk about this more. We got to raise hell. We have to let DC know that this is not acceptable. Regardless of your party, we have got to help each other.
So I saw a post the other day that said Houston is now one of the poorest cities in America. And at first glance, I ain't gonna lie, it definitely made sense. Because the job market here is fucked up. Let's just be real. You can literally work full time and still be motherfucking broke. The average job does not pay enough to cover rent, groceries, bills, and a damn emergency. When you actually compare the cost of living to what these jobs pay, it just don't add up. They're literally asking people to survive on math that doesn't make sense. But on the flip side, here's what people don't talk about. Houston is one of the most entrepreneur-friendly cities in the country. This city is flooded with opportunity if you know how to play the game. Low startup costs, massive industries, tech, real estate, oil. Doors are literally wide open if you have resources and connections, and obviously strategy. That's why you'll see broke neighborhoods just a few blocks away from billion-dollar developments. Houston is not poor. The people are just underpaid. The system is set up to keep workers hustling just to get paid, pennies on a dollar, while entrepreneurs, investors, and resourceful people thrive. If you're dependent on a paycheck in Houston, you are stuck in a cycle that was not meant for you to thrive in. But if you learn how to fix your credit, start a business, invest in real estate, or just invest in something, the city can literally reward you overnight. So, yeah, the photo was right, but it was also wrong. Houston is one of the poorest cities if you do measure it by wages and jobs. But Houston is one of the richest cities if you measure it by opportunities and entrepreneurship. The difference is resources and mindset.
Yeah, there's a lot of takeaway message in terms of these videos. And what we can say is that there is opportunities in terms of to make things better, but at the end of the day, let's say 1 out of 10 people are able to get wealthy and be able to afford all these outrageous amounts of things, whether it's car repayment, rent, you name it. Still, that doesn't resolve the underlying issue, but let's just say that there is a bit of hope and there is ways that people can remedy. But on the flip side is that there are other people who are still suffering in a very grave manner, to a point that people lose their houses, people are unable to repay their debts. So yeah, I think that's all that I need to say in terms of this video. There's not much that I can say, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.